Frigidaire. We introduced the first home freezer, the first pulsator agitator washer, and now we introduce the Frigidaire Orbit Clean dishwasher, designed with a unique wash arm that gives you 4 times more water coverage for a consistently better clean. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Wednesday morning. It's the world of sports, and today we're talking martial arts. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen, you're never too old to start on martial arts. Taekwondo, judo, karate, whatever the case may be, 436 MeTV, and option 11 is the number here on Connect with Me. Remember, turn down the sound if you call in. We're back in just a moment. Haven't had a World of Sports segment here in a while on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. Remember the telephone number at 436 MeTV option 11. And today we're going to be talking about the world of martial arts, Taekwondo to be exact. And a lot of people are taking Taekwondo or karate or judo, whatever the case may be, mixed martial arts. You can throw that in there too. You know, a lot of people are worried about personal safety these days, so they want to protect themselves. You know, some people buy they get a concealed weapons permit. Other people, well, they want to protect themselves from a personal standpoint without a weapon, and they can use their hands and their feet as a weapon. And I'm talking about Taekwondo. Now, this is a form of martial arts that was kind of modernized in the country of Korea back in the 40s. It started way back before then. Let's go to the videotape, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about on this day. Designed and developed by a number of Korean masters of Taekwondo. That's how it all started. Today, around the country, this country and California, including right here in the city of Fresno, there are thousands of Taekwondo learning centers scattered across the landscape. This is one of them right here, ATA Black Belt Academy, located at Cedar and Knees. The owner is Marino Gumiran, who learned Taekwondo in his native land, the Philippines. He moved to this country back in the early 90s and earned his black belt. Taught in the Bay Area for 13 years before settling right here in the San Joaquin Valley back in 2001. Now he teaches, he trains 5 to 7 classes a day, if you can believe that, at the academy, including on Saturdays. He can handle up to 20 kids per class, and by the looks of it, this is a pretty popular sport with some of the younger generation. And there is Marino right there teaching his class last night. He is here to talk about Taekwondo. Live in our studio right now is Marino Gumiran, the owner of ATA Black Belt Academy. He's been around the sport many years. Remember, don't get out of line today. He's got a black belt. I do not. What does that tell you? 436 MeTV option 11. You know, he's here to tell you too how you can maybe defend yourself with your hands and your feet without using a weapon. Today, the world of sports, Taekwondo. Back with our program in just a moment.
Remember me?
After practicing law, Raymond Berg fought crime.
You have the right to an attorney.
As a hard-boiled detective on wheels.
Ain't it the truth?
His name is Ironside.
Perhaps you wouldn't mind saying it again.
His name is Ironside.
All right, now you've said it.
Nothing slows him down.
I want to see this one firsthand.
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Now, what are we waiting for?
Oh, I can't believe what I'm hearing here in the studio. Our guest is Marino Gumiran. Good to see you.
Hello, sir.
So what
How
are
are
you
you?
talking about, run? What are you talking about? Okay, so what I said in the monologue was you're going to teach us how to defend yourself with your hands, with your feet, First thing you teach is run?
Exactly.
Why?
Well, I don't want them to put themselves in trouble. Sometimes they kind of want to prove themselves, and oh, this is what I learned.
They
I
want
need
to kind of man up a
yeah,
little bit, stick their chest out.
Which is the wrong notion. But I teach to my kids that first form of defense is run, get out of trouble.
But you have to know how to defend yourself,
exactly.
don't you? I mean, that's the whole point of Taekwondo in some cases.
Exactly. In absolute necessary that you have to, that you cannot run, that there's no way out. Then you have to.
That's when you defend yourself, when you have no way out?
Yes.
Is that the first thing you teach?
Yes. There's no way out, that you are boxed in and you want to defend yourself. Yes, you will use your martial arts.
So what you're saying is don't initiate any kind of confrontation.
Very true, yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. But if you have to.
But you have to, yes, you have to. That's nature, you know.
Got to take them down if you have to.
I guess.
Yeah, no. Anyway, yeah, we don't want to encourage violence here on the show, but some things are necessary. So let me ask you something. How many people actually come to your classes and they want to learn self-defense?
In a given day, you have 20 in a class. In a slow day, you have 2, 4, 5. You know, so it fluctuates. It depends on their schedule. I don't make their schedule, so they're free to come to class anytime they are scheduled to come.
But certainly they communicate that to you, that I'm here because I want to learn how to defend myself. Do many people communicate that message to you?
Not everybody.
A lot of people.
Yes, a lot of people, but not everybody. Different people that come to learn martial arts, they have different reason why they are there.
Such as
self-discipline, such as to get in fit, such as to you said self-defense.
So many different reasons.
Many different reasons.
Not just self-defense.
Not just physical activities.
Self-defense kind of falls into that the whole category across the board.
A big part of the martial arts, because that's what martial art is, learning techniques to defend yourself.
All right. Now here's something I learned. I did not know this until I saw it on the internet. We know everything is true on the internet, right? Taekwondo. The word Tai means strike or break with the foot. Correct? Okay. Quan or Taekwondo. Quan means strike with the fist.
Exactly.
Right? And Do means way or method or path of doing something.
Exactly.
So it's the way that you do it.
Yes. The way of hand and foot.
All right.
Yes.
So this started in Korea way before the 40s. It was kind of modernized in the 40s, but it started really in the 3rd century with 3 different factions of Korean people that were, I guess they were fighting.
Exactly.
And without weapons. And they were learning martial, and that's kind of how martial arts was born, right?
Exactly. One thing too that I learned that since we Asians are a little shorter, so what would be the longest weapon that you have? Arms or legs?
Legs.
Legs. That's why they chose to be
that was
more.
Class, by the way.
That's why they chose to be more specified on Taekwondo, that they are more expert in kicking, because that's the longest weapon they have.
Right.
So that's why.
And was there a time when the East did not want the West to learn Taekwondo or karate or judo or any of the martial arts?
I guess all the hardliners, like the old people that discovered the art, they do want to keep it themselves. But now there are some people in the East that come to the West that want to share it, which is we're supposed to do.
All right, let's roll a videotape. We've got some videotape of some of your students there in class. All right, take us through a lesson. What the first thing you teach is run. Okay, what's the second thing you teach?
The run is to get them warmed up a little.
Okay.
Yes, and basically, actually, first of all, we have to bow in. That's a show of respect to each other.
That's what they're doing now.
Yes.
And that shows respect.
Show respect to the parents, to the art, and to the place that we are training to. That's the main thing that we are trying to impart to our kids, respect, and that's exactly what we're doing. Yes.
You know, even in some of the fiercest fights with 2 bitter enemies, they bow before they they actually take to battle, right? Because that is showing respect to your opponent.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. It's not about because you're fighting and losing respect to each other. No, that's not the main point. You know, as a respect to that individual.
Right. How much of Taekwondo is kicking? How much is hitting? How much is jumping or boxing? Or walk us through that as we're looking at the video of the kids here going through the class.
Yes, there's a notion here that if you say Taekwondo, that means all legs, 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 legs.
True.
Not true. In my school, I make sure it's balance. They're good at legs. They're good at hand techniques.
Is it
which
a
is
combination
balance.
of both?
Balance. Yes, you got to be able to know how to throw strikes on your hands and your legs. That's what I said. The notion that Taekwondo is on legs is not true. Yes, you got to have that balance that you'll be able to use your hands when you have to. Yeah, this which is balance is very important in our training, in our life too. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to learn how to balance your mind.
Exactly.
So in Taekwondo, you learn balance between kicking and hitting.
Kicking and yes.
So how do you get that balance? What do you teach first?
Just have to do all exercise in our training, punching, striking in hands, kicking, striking with our legs, and that's how you don't just be a one-dimensional. That you just use legs.
Are you ever too old? I mentioned that in the beginning. I said you're never too old to start. Is that true?
That's not true. In our organization, we have people that on wheelchair training martial arts. It's not about what others do. It's about what you can do.
So if you're 75 or 80 years old and you're not getting around too good, you can start.
You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Yes. You can do it.
It looks difficult, though, for a 75-year-old person, whether it's a man or a woman, to be in there kicking and swinging and hitting. They may not have the flexibility.
Yes, it's not about what other people can do. It's about what you can do. Today, if you just did one punch, that's good. Tomorrow, your goal will be, maybe I'll do two punches tomorrow. Boom, boom. From there on, pick it up from there. Maybe the following day, you can do 3 punches.
So it's kind of like a stepping stone.
Exactly.
Building blocks.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good thought. Good therapy there for all of us. Okay, I appreciate your comments. We're going to take a break here, talking about Taekwondo here on MeTV Fresno. And you can call in 436-MeTV, option 11. Hey, if you think you're a tough guy today, call in 436-MeTV, option 11. We're going to try to take you down today. That's right. We're back in a moment.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
You know, just saying that, you know, as you get older in life, of course, your joints, your tendons, your muscles do not react the same. In fact, they start to hurt. You get the aches and the pains. Is that right?
That's true.
So how can Taekwondo actually help you with some of those aches and pains as you get older, or can you work through it?
Yes, I experienced it myself. A few years back, I was having some difficulty of doing what I wanted to do. My body is not responding to my mind. My mind wants to do it, but my body responds slow. So what do? You don't just sit down there. You got to start moving and moving and moving to be able to cope up to what your minds want your body do.
So what you're saying is that for your body to catch up with your mind, it takes practice?
It takes practice, exactly. Everyday activities, any kind of activity that you can do it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. What is the difference between Taekwondo, karate, judo, kickboxing, MMA, which is mixed martial arts?
Exactly. They're all martial arts. The only difference I know is where are these martial arts originated. My Taekwondo originated in Korea. If you say judo, that would be talking about Japan kind of martial arts. That's the only way those martial arts have differences. We still have punches, we still have kicks. Yes, and that's the only thing I know that's different from any other martial arts.
Who do you think is the one person that made martial arts famous in this country?
Everybody would say Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he modernized it, and I guess he's just the epitome of greatest martial artist in the whole world.
What made him so good?
Based on what I know, it's just just unexplainable. He is good, and when he talks, he can back it up. Period. That's it is. And to me, that's just make him so different from any other practitioners.
All right, we do have a phone call. If you want to call in, 436 MeTV option 11. Good morning. You're on the program. Your question.
Yeah, I got my kid. He's an 8-year-old, and he's got a lot of energy. These classes that your guest is talking about, is it a couple times a week? Is it every night? That's part of my question. My other part is, who's the top Taekwondo competitor in the country right now? I'm kind of curious since I'm mentioning it to my kid.
I don't have that exact answer. Who was it? The top competitor in the country right now? I don't have that exact answer. Yes, but you mentioned about classes. I offer classes that you can come as many as you can. It depends on your schedule. Yeah. Whatever your schedule allows you to be there, that's all you needed.
All right, roll the videotape. We'll take another look at some of these kids that are taking part in Taekwondo. And what are the age groups? Talk about the age groups and look at the videotape up there on the monitor, if you would, and explain what's going on here.
I have classes 3 to 6, advanced and beginners, and you happen to see right now is my advanced class 7 to 12. So that means to say this group are in brown belt to about recommended black belt.
Okay. All right. Explain the different belts.
Everybody is like it starts at white belt as they progress on their their material that they can learn in that certain period of time. If they are learning enough to qualify the test for the next level, and that's how we get everybody up to the level that they want to be.
So they start with a white belt, and then they go up to a
orange belt.
Orange.
And then you have yellow belt.
Yellow.
Camel belt.
Okay.
Green belt. Purple, blue, brown, and red.
Okay.
And the next belt will be a black belt.
You got about 7 or 8.
9
before
belts.
You can, 9 belts before you get to the top, which is the black belt. And you've been teaching this for many, many years. How did you get involved with it, and who taught you?
My instructor was his name is Curtis Sells in Salinas, and that's why I learned from him so much. When I told you about first form of defense is run away, that's exactly what he taught me, and I myself, I was puzzled when he told me that.
Is there a connection, a little bit of a not so much from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint? Is there a little bit of a connection? Because someone told me this yesterday when I told them I was going to have a show in Taekwondo. Is there a small connection between yoga and martial arts because of the mental aspect of this whole thing?
I did yoga too. Basically, that's a very good question too. Yes, but yoga to me, it strengthens you in your inner. Yeah. And basically, the physical activities on martial arts, that also strengthens you physically.
So how did yoga help you become a better martial artist?
Many ways. As I said, it strengthens you in the inner part of your body, your mind.
Your spirit?
Your spirit, yes. Yeah. And also physically, because there's a lot of stretches on that yoga. Yeah. And that will be very helpful in using your techniques.
So would you recommend somebody who wants to, immerse themselves in Taekwondo to try yoga first and then?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. As you go on to your training, you can incorporate that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a part exactly of your training, stretches.
And that would be a good idea, huh?
Yes.
To get yoga in there?
Yeah, stretching is yoga. That's basically a part of your training as you go on to your training, yes.
But I guess this person was telling me that there was a spiritual connection between Taekwondo or the martial arts and yoga. I guess that's what they were saying. And I said, I had to think about that for a minute. I go, well, maybe. I don't know. I'll ask the question.
Spiritual, I think it just, to me, it just made me more stronger inside.
Yeah, like you were saying, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, and you did yoga for how long?
Well, to be frank, I did it on one of my exercise that I did, the program P90X.
You're kidding.
Yes, and there's a part there that I used to hate it, but then that was the best part of the program actually.
Right, and so Taekwondo now is it's an Olympic sport. It started in 2000.
Yes.
And on the other side of the break here, we're going to take a break. I want to talk to you about the difference between the Olympics and say when you get involved in a Taekwondo class or you want to take Taekwondo. We're talking with our guy here, our friend today here on MeTV Fresno, Marino Gumiran. He is the owner of the ATA Black Belt Academy over there in Northeast Fresno. You can call in at 436-MeTV option 11. Do call in, ask a question, turn down the sound. We're back with our program in a moment.
1 Adam 12.
This is Adam 12. It stars Martin Milner as Officer Pete Malloy, Kent McCord as Officer Jim Reed.
1 Adam 12, roger.
This black and white patrol car has an overhead valve V8 engine. It develops 325 horsepower at 4,800 RPMs. It accelerates from 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. It has a top speed of 120 miles an hour. The automobile has 2 shotgun racks, one attached to the bottom portion of the front seat, one in the vehicle trunk.
You want me to drive?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
And we're back here talking about Taekwondo, and it is an Olympic sport. Don't forget about that. But when you watch the Olympics, the Summer Games, of course, in a couple of years, and you see Taekwondo, a lot different than if you go down to your local black belt center there, and you're actually taking part in Taekwondo classes. How different is it, and what is different about it?
The way I see the sport Taekwondo in the Olympics, they're more on getting point from their opponent. The more you kick them, the more you lend your technique to that target on their pads. That is that will be in your own good. But in our martial arts Taekwondo, it's the martial arts that you actually can use outside your in everyday life.
Yeah, so it is different because in competition, you're trying to score that point.
Exactly.
Just like you are in boxing.
Exactly.
You're trying to score a point. And so, are they using different techniques in the Olympics than you would normally?
I have never seen an Olympic that they're using their hands. No, only kicks. Yes, only kicks.
Why?
Which is very different to our kind of Taekwondo, traditional Taekwondo, which is you also need to learn your hands and your feet. Yes.
Yeah. Why is it that they only use their feet in the Olympics?
Tell you frank, I'm not sure why is that that they can only score in their feet. I've never seen anybody work on their defense either. They always have their hands down, and that is the main the big difference between the Olympic sports Taekwondo and the traditional Taekwondo.
Right. It's amazing that there is a big connection between the martial arts and, of course, yoga, as we mentioned, and of course there is a connection between that and boxing too.
It's always nice to have a little more of everything that every other martial arts can provide for that certain practitioner. Every bit of any knowledge that you have on any other martial arts will be more helpful for you.
Yeah. Roll the videotape. We got more video from the center there, the ATA Black Belt Academy, of course, owned by Marino Gumiran, and there are some of your students here. So parents bring their students in, or their children in,
yes,
and they become your students. What's the reason they come in? What's the main reason? Is it just taking part in another activity besides soccer and baseball and all these other
Very good. That's
events?
a very good question. Main reason is structure, discipline. That's now what's lacking in our youngsters out there. The respect and discipline.
Tell me
respect
about
and
it.
discipline.
I
yes,
know.
yes.
I know.
And if you talk about that's what we are there for. We need to share it to them, teach them through martial arts.
So can you teach them respect and discipline much better than the parents can?
You
demand it from them, right?
Exactly. I held them accountable. I hate to say that some of the parents, if they just mention my name to their kids, the kids would do anything and everything.
Is that right?
Exactly. And
so,
that's
how tough are you on the kids? How tough?
I would say very tough. Sometimes I
yell at them.
I actually don't yell at my kids.
The students.
Yes, and my students. I don't yell at them.
How do you get them to be so disciplined, though? Maybe you can give me some pointers.
I do raise my voice to make sure I get my point across.
Okay.
I do raise my voice because my student would be on the other side of the corner, and if I just talk normally in normal tone of voice, he would not hear me. So I make sure I raise my voice, but doesn't mean I yell and scream at them.
So how do you command the respect of your students?
When they come in, that's exactly what I tell them first. That is a part of your training. You are not here to learn punch and kick. That is just secondary. What I want to see the most is your discipline, your respect, how you treat others, how you treat yourself, how you listen to your parents, how do you listen to your teachers at school. And when I said, when you're done with your training here, I want you to be the leader. I want you to be a leader. How can you be a leader? And you will be amazed by these kids' answers. Show some manners, show some good example, be a leader, showing some good example.
Right.
Yes.
Are they responsive to that usually, or are they shocked in the beginning?
Yes. Some of them are shocked because, as I said, when they come to the class, usually they have a little problem why they are there. Sometimes the kids are a little bullied.
Because they're pampered at home.
Exactly.
They have no discipline.
They're bullied at school. Sometimes they are being bullied, and you see different form of reasons why they are there, and you kind of just tell them what to do and train them what they need to do to be able to get into that normal
routine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That that they won't be bullied anymore, that they won't be the bully anymore, and that all when the training comes in. Show some respect first before anyone can show respect to you.
Yeah, but a lot of kids come in and they want to learn it for other reasons. And what are some of those reasons that they want to learn?
As you said, activities, some structures in just daily life.
But they want to be the
Discipline.
I guess what the point I'm getting to is that maybe they want to be the tough guy at school, huh? They want to be they want to stick their tough out a bit.
Not really. No,
they don't want to do that.
I encourage my kids to. The more you learn, the more you know. You should be humble. You should, and you should be humble. And what does that mean? I said, humiliate. You gotta know. I said, them before you.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to teach my kids.
Right.
Others first before yourself, and that's what I'm trying to.
But I guess my point is, do they come in and they have a certain perspective or an idea of how it's going to be in here, and all of a sudden they get in and you're the instructor, you're the black belt instructor, Taekwondo, and it's completely different than what they thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah, they are. I myself, I was surprised when I first started that I had the same mindset as these kids are.
Yeah.
Yes, and I come to learn that, oh my goodness, it's a totally 180-degree turn.
Yeah, it's not the same. All right, we got a phone call here. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me. Your question.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, caller.
I want to tell you how wonderful I think your program is.
Thank you.
And especially this morning's program. My great-grandson is in Taekwondo, and the respect that he has for his teacher is so wonderful. He listens to him. He's a much better child for all the instructions that he's getting. I think it's a wonderful program.
All right. I appreciate the phone call, and continue watching. Thank you for the comments. And I'll bet you get that from a lot of parents.
Yes. Yes. I can see the results. I usually I don't like to do it, but I usually promise the parents, give me a week or two in him or in her. You will see a difference. Yes.
Maybe I can get my kids in there. You can take care of them for me. Straighten them out. No, I have great kids. But just like every kid, they want to be on the phone, texting or whatever.
Exactly.
But,
exactly.
Yeah. So, well, listen, we're out of time. Sadly, it's only a half hour, but I'm glad you came in.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Very much, and good luck to you. I respect you immensely.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That was Marino Gumiran. He owns the ATA Black Belt Academy here in the city of Fresno. Before we go, we got some good news. Last Friday we had a show about Fresno's Most Wanted. Well, let's put a picture up on the screen. I'll show you about one guy who turned himself in on Monday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to U.S. Marshal Joe Basil, who was our guest here. This is Fernando Hinojosa. He is 49 years old. He was wanted as a registered sex offender, and he was on the run, on the loose. But thankfully, there was a family member that watched our show on Friday, saw him on television, and I guess convinced him to turn himself in to the authorities, which he did, to Joe Basil, the U.S. Marshals. He'll be back here on our program next month to talk about more about what's going on. Let's keep that up there just for a second here. The telephone number, 487-5543, if you want to call with any information about a fugitive who is on the run. But as for this man, Fernando Hinojosa, he's in custody after turning himself in on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock to Joe Basil. That's going to do it for us today here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. We're back tomorrow with another edition. We hope you can tune in on Comcast Channel 187 and 43.6 with an antenna. Have a great day.
from the beginning. My name's Friday. I carry a badge. Police officers.
You any idea who the other man was?
My partner's Bill Gannon. You got just one big question.
Yeah.
When?
Now on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.